Hello everyone and welcome to another video on the Ordinary Boy Boxing channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about Tommy TNT Fury. Now Tommy Fury is currently 8-0 with 4 KOs, obviously the brother of the WBC heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. Now Tommy Fury is obviously, before I say anything bad about him, I will say that, you know, he is living under his brother's name. Obviously his brother is Tyson Fury, and there was always going to be a lot of eyes on on him as his brother, especially when he became a boxer, to see kind of if he is as good as obviously his older brother Tyson. Judging from his record, so he's had 8 fights, he's won all of them, 4 of them been by KOs. I decided to watch all 8 fights. And the simple answer to that question, is he as good or can he be as good as his brother Tyson Fury, is no. Not in my opinion. I've not seen anything that makes me think that. He fights as a light heavy. Aesthetically he looks very good, but I can't, there's not, you know, I can't see any skills that are going to lead him to world championship level. Obviously I know he's still a novice, but 8-0, he should be looking a lot better than he has been. Now that's not completely his fault. I mean, it's matchmaking as well. I looked at his opponents. My maths may be a little bit off on this, but I had them at, his opponents have got 24 wins combined, 5 draws combined, and 176 losses combined. Now, to be fair, the first person he fought, I think, had 110 or something crazy losses. So it was a bit skewed by him, but still not a fantastic level he's been fighting at. And he's only had 4 KOs out of the 8 fights. You know, when you're kind of on this level, trying to, and he's called TNT. I think, you know, he looks powerful, but he's obviously not, because he's only got a 50% KO ratio of the 8 kind of journeymen that he's fought. So I cannot see him going to world level at all. I know, you know, they're kind of trying to make this YouTuber fight with Jake Paul or KSI, and that's been, I think him and Jake Paul were supposed to fight twice and it didn't happen. I can see why they would make that fight financially. Tommy Fury's not going to earn that amount of money for a long time in his career, if ever, based on his skills, apart from fighting Jake Paul. And from one point of view, I can see why they would want that, because they're like, well, he's not a boxer, Tommy is. It's a massive payday and he'll look good beating this YouTuber. In actuality, and it does pain me a little bit to say this, I'm not convinced that Tommy Fury beats Jake Paul. I've watched both of them fight and they're both novices, very amateurish. But actually, Jake Paul's probably fought the better opposition, even though they've been old men and MMA fighters. Out of the 2, he probably has. And on that grand stage as well, with all the pressure that's going to be on Tommy, you know, if he loses, I think even his brother said if he loses to Jake Paul, he's disowned from the family. It's quite a lot of pressure to be put onto the young lad. Yeah, so I'm not sure. I know he's called Tommy Fumbles, and maybe he would fumble it. You know, I'm not convinced that he would beat Jake Paul, unfortunately. So yeah, he's in a weird place at the moment, because he's quite marketable, because obviously he went on to Love Island and the whole social media thing that's going on at the moment. It's always great to have a boxer who the general public know without watching boxing. But unfortunately he doesn't have the skills to back that up, and I've not seen anything from any of his fights that instill me with any kind of confidence that he could go anywhere in this sport that would lead to championships. I really, really don't. He's fighting this Saturday against another kind of nobody. on the Floyd Mayweather undercard. Yeah, it's a matter of time before he gets beat. It's just a matter of time. It's probably worth a little bet. Always have a look at Tommy Fury's opponents, because as soon as they start to put him in with someone who's half decent, he'll get beat. So it is worth looking at that market. Obviously, if that Jake Paul fight doesn't happen, he could get beat at any time, and he just hasn't got the talent that I can see that is going to process him forward, make him kind of top 20 in the division. I just cannot see it. So yeah, I just want to do a little quick video about Tommy Fury, and what I thought of him and where I think he'll go. I mean, I think they'll try and make this Jake Paul fight. I question why he's pulled out twice. Did they kind of get to it and they think, actually, we don't want to risk it yet? Maybe he's looking terrible in the gym or in sparring. I'm really not sure. But it's Jake Paul, a YouTuber. You shouldn't be cancelling those fights. You know, if you want to be someone in that division. I mean, I remember Chris Eubank Jr., who's actually lighter than Jake Paul, called him out on 2 weeks' notice. Then he would have done it because he's confident. He's like, he's a YouTuber. Obviously, I'll win. With Tommy Fury, it's not that guaranteed, and I can see why. So that's where I imagine his career will end up, against one of these YouTubers, and he could well lose, and then that is probably the end of his career. I'll have a little look at his fight on Saturday, and I'll see if I can see any improvements. I mean, he really does. If he is going to carry on in this sport and try and get into the top 10 or whatever, he really needs to kind of improve his skills. I don't know if he's not listening to a trainer, or if the trainer he has isn't great, or is it just his dad shouting in his ear and there's no actual proper kind of feedback getting to him. I'm really not sure. But only time will tell. Anyway, thank you for popping on this video about Tommy Fury, and I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.